Donald Trump seeks Ukrainian rare earth in exchange for aid and security guarantees, and Kyiv is keen to agree. Another topic of today's episode is changes in Ukrainian army. General resigns, but not to worry, leaves position just to become Ukrainian NATO aid. And sharing on top of Blitz interview with Sergei Sumlenny, founder and managing director of the European Resilience Initiative Center, a Berlin-based think tank and a person that shed a lot of light onto hard things, and he did that in easy terms for me and my audience. Good afternoon, my name is Henry Keane, and we are UATV English, an English-speaking Ukrainian state media in constant persuasion to deliver hard truth in easy terms for the whole free world, for you, directly from Ukraine. Trump is seeking to have Ukraine supplying the United States with rare minerals, rare earth metals, which seems to be his condition for aid and security guarantees.
We're looking to do a deal with Ukraine, where they're going to secure what we're giving them with their rare earths and other things. We're putting in hundreds of billions of dollars. I want security of the rare earths, and they're willing to do it. Donald Trump, President of the United States.
Trump did not specify what kind of materials Washington is seeking from Kyiv, but we at UATV can do that for you. Ukraine has reserves of non-ferrous and rare earth metals, including beryllium, zirconium, tantalum, and a complex of phosphorus, rare earth, and rare metal ores. According to Forbes, as of 2023, the total value of mineral resources of that kind in Ukraine is estimated to be up to $15 trillion. So Donald Trump said he wanted to negotiate with Ukraine on the exchange of rare earth metals for United States aid. A source in President's office familiar with the matter told Ukrainian media, which is called the Kyiv Independent, that sharing Ukrainian resources with allies was actually part of President Volodymyr Zelensky's victory plan, shown to foreign leaders as well as Donald Trump. And guess who's talking? Olaf Scholz calls Trump's proposal to trade the Ukrainian rare earth for US aid very selfish. Well, that is so sweet here, Scholz. A fair business proposal that will keep up supplying Ukrainian safety and sovereignty is selfish, only because it comes from Trump. Or it is your proposal for Ukraine was better? What was it, to remind me? No Tauruses for Ukraine? Yes to talk to Putin in Moscow? You emphasize that priority is for Ukraine to finance its reconstruction considering the massive destruction, and that the country's resources should be used for everything needed after the war. Well, I hate to break it to you like that, but that is not a priority, Herr Scholz. Very important indeed, but not a priority. The priority is what a source in Trump's administration mentioned when talking to Ukrainian media, that Kyiv Independent. And I quote my colleagues in that source right now. Ukrainian security must be guaranteed so that the Russians do not come and occupy this Ukrainian land with minerals. End of quote. As there is no point in any reconstruction without security guarantees established before that, here, Scholz, right? As when it comes to Russia, you're dealing with a thug that always was, is, and will be acting as one, as the thug. Russia will come and will occupy if only let to. We in Ukraine know that perfectly, and we also have learned that rare earth metals cost cheaper than Ukrainian blood. Here, Scholz. And this is exactly why President Zelensky is keen to seal the deal with President Trump. No worries, UATV will keep you posted on that. Brigadier General Hennady Shapovalov, Ukraine's Southern Operational Command Chief, announced his resignation today after he was appointed to the NATO Military Aid Coordination Center in Germany.
It was an honor to be the commander of the troops of the Southern Operational Command Chief, a powerful military team that has been courageously and selflessly defending the independence and sovereignty of Ukraine in all directions since the first days of the Russian-Ukrainian War. Brigadier General Hennady Shapovalov.
President Volodymyr Zelensky announced in mid-January Shapovalov's appointment to a new position coordinating military assistance to Ukraine in Wiesbaden, Germany. The city hosts NATO's Security Assistance and Training Center for Ukraine, NSATU, a center established as part of key commitments at the Allied Summit in July 2024. So Shapovalov is a graduate of the U.S. Army War College, by the way, which trains senior officers of the U.S. military. He previously commanded Ukraine's 59th Separate Motorized Infantry Brigade and was promoted to Brigadier General in 2022. The commander led the Southern Operational Command since April 2024 after replacing Andriy Kovalchuk amid broader military personnel changes. And some might ask me, why the changes? Why now? Well, in easy terms, the answers sound like that. The one who does not change to meet today's challenge, tomorrow will find oneself outdated and vulnerable, which is exactly the whole point behind General Shapovalov's appointment, to make sure it does not happen to Ukraine on its path to NATO. And just as I promised, the founder and managing director of the European Resilience Initiative Center, Berlin-based think tank, Serhi, hello. Thanks for joining again.
Thank you for having invited me today. It's always a pleasure and an honor to be your guest.
Pleasure goes back to you. So, today, questions all around the obvious. Rare earth metals in exchange for aid and probably security guarantees, as far as I can say. How good that deal is for Ukraine, you think?
Well, any deal which brings Ukraine closer to victory and Russia to defeat is good for Ukraine, because there is nothing worse for Ukraine than a sort of freezing this war or providing Russia with a chance to regroup, to rearm its army, to mobilize more people, and to sabotage Ukrainian political system and economy. There is nothing outcome which is worse, like giving Russia land and resources for indefinite amount of time in exchange of what? There is no peace with Russia. We know it. Vladimir Putin has proven it many times that each ceasefire he sees is just a pause in his war. So the question is, if this deal, like rare earth concessions, rights for exploration, or some contracts or anything else in exchange for military good, if it is like a manifestation of goodwill of both sides. No, it's not. But if it helps, it's good. Because look, for 3 years, in a row, Ukraine advocated in the West, not only Ukrainian politicians or activists or artists or soldiers, but also European, like Germans like me. We were advocating all the time, saying, look, we must stop genocide. It's our obligation. It's our promise to help this nation. A legal obligation. Budapest Memorandum. Our history of World War II. Our German history. Our responsibility towards Ukraine. Our very egoistic security interest. We know what happens next if Russia conquers Ukraine. They will attack us. So all these arguments are here since 3 years, and they don't help. So now many people ask, of course it's genocide in Ukraine, but what can we do? Economy is going bad. We don't have like any motivation to stay on Ukraine's side anymore. And then Zelensky comes and says, look, you wanted to boost your economy. Here is a very clear motivation for you. If you don't help us, these rare metals will get into hands of Russia. Do you want it or not? Now rare metals are in hands of China, and you will have rare metals in hands of China and Russia. Is it the world you want to have? No. Then help us.
Well, I mean, it sounds like a very pragmatic business proposal to me. Maybe some say, oh, this is immoral. So is it moral to let Ukraine bleed for 3 years in a row? Is that moral?
Absolutely.
Because if you are not bleeding, then it may be moral. That is the price of your moral, dear sir or madam. But,
absolutely. And those who say it is immoral to promise some economic preferences after this war to the nations who have helped Ukraine, I would say, okay, you want to help for free? Be my guest. if you send like 100 Abrams tanks or 100 F-16 jets for free, please do it. But you have not done it since 3 years. So why are you suddenly criticizing this deal when both sides have their clear interest in doing what they're doing, but you don't propose any other like more moral high value solution? Because you were like running around for 3 years of this war saying we stay on Ukraine side as long as it takes. So now we know that Ukrainian cities get shelled every day and Ukrainian civilians are dying. How long do you want this story to go on that way? Ukraine needs a massive military boost. And if this military boost can be paid back by some joint ventures mining rare metals in order to boost our democratic world, including Ukraine, so be it. I don't see any problem here.
Absolutely. But, some are asking me, or just today, someone I know asked me, say Ukraine and US seal the deal, and US gets access to major Ukrainian rare earth, estimated by Forbes to be around $15 trillion. So a peace must be immediately coming to Ukraine, Ross, because will be very serious, and United States will be very serious in keeping the investment safe. Is that right? Am I reading the intentions of Donald Trump and Zelensky right?
Well, I think that in Kiev, many people were thinking day and night for months. How can we explain to Donald Trump the necessity of interfering into this war? Because Donald Trump is mostly, as we have seen him lately in other conflicts and wars, he's mostly about what is the US profit from here? Why do you want our money? Why do you want our resources? Why do you want our support? What we will get from it? I'm not a fan of such approach. I think it is not the best approach available, but possible, but the best available. And here, I think like some smart people in Kiev, they have realized that we can offer Donald Trump a deal to make it understandable and to get his interest. And the interest is first, the US can win the war, which nobody dared except of Ukrainians to win. No Europeans, no Biden administration have dared to win this war. So the offer to Donald Trump is, are you strong enough? Do you dare to win this war? That's number one. Another side of this proposal is you want to make United States economy strong and resistant,
Again,
especially in the area where in the future competition will be enormous. Rare metal, electronic equipment, batteries for all the future devices. Here they are. You don't need to buy them in China. You will produce them by yourself, by in a mine on a territory of a very loyal ally who knows that the United States stood on Ukraine's side in a dire hour. Do you want to have this alliance, or you don't want, and you want Russia to have control over this amount of rare earth? So this is another very clear thing. And the third one is, okay, you say that this war is expensive, but as long as you don't believe us that non-winning this war will be much more expensive, which it will be, but it will be too late when we understand it and witness it, what is about to guaranteeing access to these billions and billions of resources, which will pay back all the military support easily? And that is the third part of this deal. And I think in the world, in the reality of Donald Trump, all three parts of the proposal are very visible, very clear, and very understandable.
amen to that. Absolutely. And I mean, $15 trillion. But someone says it's a bad deal, and that someone is Olaf Scholz. He thinks I'm just quoting, so selfish. He thinks Ukraine should use earth minerals to secure its reconstruction. I actually personally don't understand. Is he really that far from reality? Like ignoring the fact that first must come security guarantees, then comes everything else, like reconstruction, or he's just playing. because you cannot reconstruct anything before you seal the deal with a powerful ally that brings on the table security guarantees for everything that you're going to reconstruct. Or am I right? Or am I mistaken?
Well, Olaf Scholz, luckily for everyone, will be history in 3 weeks. We have elections in Germany on February 23rd, and there is no doubt that Olaf Scholz's party will suffer a dramatic defeat on these elections. It doesn't exclude the chance for them to join the future governmental coalition, but without Olaf Scholz. And that's good because everything what this cowardly man who doesn't understand what is on the stake has done before was saying loud speeches and doing nothing, or trying to stop the others who tried to do something. His own defense minister from the same party, Boris Pistorius, wanted to push 3 billion military aid bill through the parliament, together with the coalition partner, the Greens, Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock, and Scholz has stopped it. Scholz has publicly said that Ukraine doesn't need any additional air defense. Within 2 weeks after that statement, Russia has bombarded many Ukrainian major cities like Kyiv, Sumy, Zaporizhia, Dnipro, Kharkiv, and others, killing civilians in every single city. That is why all of Scholz saying Ukraine doesn't need air support. When Scholz says that Ukrainian deal is bad or immoral or whatever he wants to say, we must listen to that carefully and mark it like words of a cowardly chancellor who has denied Ukraine crucial support in the time when Ukraine needed it, saying that Ukraine doesn't need it, and what has resulted in death of many civilians in Ukraine.
Indeed, Sergei. Thank you so very much. And last question for tonight. Munich Security Conference. Some are saying that this is a very important event and very important things for Ukraine are going to happen there this time. Have you heard anything in particular, and how important is the event in general for Ukraine?
Well, Munich Security Conference is indeed an important platform in Germany, but mostly as a platform for networking of people
Right.
who, I would say, who promoting the ideas which are very close to those positions of Olaf Scholz and the Chancellor's administration. You can see this year who opens the conference. Frank-Walter Steinmeier, Germany's infamous federal president, the guy who has hugged genocidal Sergei Lavrov, Russian foreign minister, more times that some of us have been to Ukraine, and the person who has demanded continuation of Nord Stream project in February 22, like 2 weeks before Russia's full-scale invasion, demanding to maintain Nord Stream 2 project, saying that that it is the only bridge which connects Russia and Germany. A person who sent his greetings to Iranian terrorist regime on the day of so-called revolution, Islamic revolution in Iran, and person like who practically made friendly gestures towards many dictatorial genocidal regimes in the world, who is the head of the German state, unfortunately. And this person, with his whole history of rolling red carpet in front of Vladimir Putin and his aggression, is holding an opening speech on Munich Security Conference. Like, I would say, if I wanted to give any signal which would be worse than that, I don't know what I would have done. Maybe Sergei Lavrov himself could provide a better scandal to the conference, but inviting Frank-Walter Steinmeier as an opening person, guys, if you want that people really believe that you have really changed, do better. Everything you are doing now is just a confirmation that you have no intention to change. You're only waiting to come to business as usual with Moscow.
Right. I will be there to give you the security. I will be in the Munich Security Conference, and if I will meet Frank-Walter Steinmeier. I will give him a good hug instead of Lavrov and a couple of questions from both of us to see what he answers. Okay?
Yeah, then good luck. Try
Yeah.
to survive it.
Yeah, I will. Don't worry. It's not the first time for me. So thank you very much for your precious expertise. And I hope so very much that we're going to have another one very soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sari. Goodbye. Yeah, well, it's a bluff, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so
Then
much.
take care in Munich.
Yeah, I
Don't
will.
let Bavarian beer knock you out.
Ah, come on. Bavarian beer is nothing from me. I was born and raised in Latvia. And I've been living for many years in Berlin. So, yeah.
That's true. That's true. Then take care. Thank you so much again. And all the best for you and for your trip.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Likewise. Cheers.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, mate. Bye. That's it. That will be all for tonight. Thank you so very much for your precious time. My name is Henry Keane, and we are, as usual, UATV English, an English-speaking Ukrainian state media, doing our best every day to deliver hard truth in easy terms for the whole free world directly from Ukraine. So please like, share, and comment. Your voice matters as it helps Ukrainian voice to be heard globally. So stay safe and tune for more already tomorrow. We talk. Goodbye.